I'm here to kill Mr. Fukushima.
Partner.
What's your name?
See, I told you, this is real.
So, Killer 7's being planned and put together by Mr. Mikami and Suda, Mr. Suda, and then I'm handling a lot of the everyday stuff and also the promotion of the game as well. This game could only have come from the depths of Mr. Suda's mind, and so to put it in more concrete terms, where we started from with this game was we had these 7 characters, and we said, well, let's tie these into a game, some kind of game. And that's where it started. And so here we had these pictures of these 7 different characters, and we decided, well, it's not really that interesting, not really that new or innovative to have just 7 characters. So we had one of them, who's this old man in a wheelchair, made him the central character, and then took the other ones and made them sort of personalities, manifestations of his various personalities. So the story, how these guys fit in, how the Heaven Smile fit in, is with this character by the name of Kunlan, who you know, who comes from an eastern country, a country in the east, and he is trying to wreak havoc and terror upon the people in this other part of the world. And so the Heaven Smiles are just part of that effort of his to terrorize, and so he sends these Heaven Smiles over. So Harmon, where he comes into all of this, is he was involved with the government and was requested to go and take care of this Kunlan character, and has all of these assassin personalities tied into the story, and so that's how he ends up fighting with Kunlan. He's contracted out, as it were. So it's not like Harmon and the Killer 7 are like heroes of some kind. They were doing it as a job. It's part of their assassin's job. It's hitmen, almost. So yes, that's right. The game is actually more centered or puts a higher emphasis, a higher priority upon developing the story as opposed to the action that you would find in other games. But at the same time, you do have the fun and excitement that you find in regular action game, doing battle with the Heaven Smiles. So the reason, one of the main reasons, I guess, for choosing this style, this sort of two-shaded style of doing the graphics, was that a lot of Suda's games have been done that way up until now. And so we thought, oh, well, this would fit in great with it. Let's try it out. It doesn't have the level of action that a lot of other action games have nowadays. That is, you know, relatively speaking, it doesn't. But you have a story that's gone way beyond anything that you're seeing in any other games right now. And so that's really where the emphasis is on the story, more so than just running around shooting and the action. If there was to be no action in the game, then we could just watch a movie. But it's meant to be more interactive than that. You're supposed to fight these Heaven Smiles and find out why you're fighting them and get into the story and see how it evolves and how it turns out. So that's where the action element comes in, is to really get the player, the user, more involved in the story, as opposed to just running around shooting things. And another thing is the switching in and out of characters, trading off between one character to another. You know, if we didn't have anything like that in the game, then it really wouldn't make sense. So we wanted to incorporate that aspect of gaming, or a game, into Killer 7. So yeah, no, that's absolutely not possible to play through the game with just one character. There are limitations, like say in the first couple stages you play with these characters, and that's part of the story. And so you have situations like with the first stage where you have 2 or 3 characters that you're playing with, and then you need to use a certain character, otherwise you won't be able to clear the stage. So kind of figuring that out, that's part of the game as well. He says yes, of course. I think that's a fair assessment to make in saying that Killer 7 is a game oriented towards the adult audience. One of the reasons why we chose the GameCube is because it's really easy to work with. And then, of course, you know, as time went along, we decided, well, we're going to put it out on the PS2 as well. As far as the the characteristics and capabilities, performance of the hardware, there may be some differences, but the content of the game itself is the same. You're probably going to see a clear distinction between those who are going to be into this game and those who are going to give it, the full 10 points, and then those who are just going to look at it and say, no, absolutely not. So that's probably what that's probably what we're going to see, is those people who are just going to see it, try it out, and just be like, yes, this is it. And then others who are going to be, no thanks.